Erasmus Plus program, School Cooperation Partnerships Project, Up to Date, co-funded by the European Union. Intellectual Output, Chapter 6, An Insight into the Future, Augmented Reality in Education. In this part, we focus on effective presentation techniques. We also mention what challenges might be faced while using augmented reality in practice, and few words about the future of augmented reality in education. Effective presentation techniques. Preparing a clear presentation, planning it beforehand, it is essential part of delivering an effective presentation. By defining your objective, understanding your audience, developing a clear structure, using relevant visual aids, and rehearsing your presentation, you can ensure that your message is communicated clearly and effectively to your audience. Few words about best practices for presenting your ideas with augmented reality. Augmented reality is becoming increasingly popular in presentations as it provides an immersive and engaging experience for the audience. Via augmented reality, presenter can create 3D models and animations to enhance their presentations, making it easier to understand complex topics. One of the most critical best practices for presenting with augmented reality is to keep the presentation simple. While it can be tempting to include lots of flashy 3D models and animations, too much can be overwhelming for the audience. Use a few high-quality, well-placed models and animations that directly support the message of the presentation. Another best practice for presenting with augmented reality is to consider the audience perspective. It is important to remember that the audience may not have experience with augmented reality, and therefore the presenter should provide a clear explanation on how to interact with the content. For example, the presenter could provide instructions on how to use a mobile device to view the AR content or provide a demonstration itself. It is also a good idea to test the presentation in the location where it will be presented, in case to avoid any issues with lightning or background noise that could detract from the presentation's effectiveness. When presenting with augmented reality, it is essential to engage the audience by encouraging them to interact with the content actively. Encourage them to move around and view the content from different angles. Consider using interactive elements like quizzes or games to keep the audience engaged and involved. In conclusion, augmented reality is a powerful tool for presentation, but it is important to use it effectively. By keeping your presentation simple, considering the audience perspective, testing the technology, engaging the audience, making your presentation accessible, and being prepared to troubleshoot. Presenters can create engaging and effective presentation with augmented reality. Augmented reality presentations are a dynamic way of delivering information and engaging audiences. However, it's essential to evaluate the effectiveness of augmented reality presentations to ensure that they meet their intended goals. Evaluation is a critical step in the design process, as it enables the presenter to access the activeness of AR presentations and identify areas of improvement. Another important factor to consider when evaluating the effectiveness of augmented reality presentation is the level of engagement of the audience. One effective method for evaluation of augmented reality presentation is to gather feedback from the audience. This feedback can be in form of surveys, questionnaires, or interviews. Surveys and questionnaires are useful for collecting quantitative data such as ratings or rankings. Interviews are a valuable tool for collecting qualitative data such as opinions and feedback on specific aspects of the augmented reality presentation. To evaluate the level of engagement, the presenter can observe the audience reactions during the presentation, such as their level of interest, their reactions to the augmented reality elements, and listeners' level of participation. The effectiveness of the use of augmented reality elements in certain presentation can be evaluated by assessing the audience's understanding of the concept before and after the presentation, or as mentioned, by observing how the audience applies to the concept in particular practical setting. In conclusion, evaluation of the effectiveness of augmented reality presentations is crucial to ensure that they meet their intended goals and engage the audience. Gathering feedback from the audience, assessing the level of engagement, evaluating the effectiveness of the augmented reality elements in achieving the intended learning outcomes, and considering the technical aspects of their augmented reality presentation are all essential factors to consider when evaluating the effectiveness of augmented reality presentation. Moreover, it is essential to focus on challenges and limitations for augmented reality in education. There are still challenges and limitations that must be addressed before augmented reality can be fully integrated into the curriculum. One of the main challenges of using augmented reality in education is the cost of the technology. Whilst the price of augmented reality hardware and software has decreased over time, it still remains a significant investment for schools and educators and teachers as well. Additionally, the cost of maintenance and updates can also add to overall cost of using augmented reality in the classroom. This can limit the accessibility of augmented reality to some schools and teachers or educators, especially those in low-income areas. Implementing augmented reality can require expensive technology, I mean tablets, smartphones, or AR headsets. Additionally, the development of AR applications might require hiring specialized personnel. This can be a significant investment again for schools and districts, particularly those with limited resources. As a result, some teachers may struggle to obtain the necessary funding to implement augmented reality technology in their classrooms. Another challenge of using augmented reality in education is the need for proper training and support for teachers. Technology itself might be challenging to implement, especially for teachers who are not familiar with the technology. Teachers need to be trained on how to use augmented reality effectively in the classroom and how to integrate it into the curriculum. About limitation. Augmented technology can be overwhelming for some students. Thus, the use of AR must be carefully planned and integrated into the curriculum to ensure that it does not detract from the learning experience. Teachers must also consider the potential for students to become addicted to the technology, which can lead to decrease of attention spans and lack of focus on other areas of learning. Privacy and security concerns also pose a challenge to the use of augmented reality in education. The use of augmented reality requires the collection and processing of data, which raises questions about who has access to this information and how it is being used. Teachers must ensure that the use of augmented reality complies with privacy laws and that student data is being stored and used appropriately. In conclusion, by addressing these challenges and limitations, educators can unlock the full potential of augmented reality to enhance the learning experience for their students. To finish, just few words about future of augmented reality in education. We have already mentioned that this technology continues to evolve, and there is no doubt that it will play an increasingly important role in the future of education. Augmented reality could be used to create interactive simulations that allow students to explore complex scientific concepts in a hands-on way or provide real-time feedback on their progress as they work through challenging problems. Augmented reality could be used to create interactive textbooks that allow students to engage with the material in a more meaningful way, or create virtual labs where students can conduct experiments that might be too dangerous or expensive to do in a traditional classroom setting. Overall, the future of augmented reality in education is exciting and full of possibilities. This technology continues to evolve and become more widely adopted. We can expect to see new and innovative applications of augmented reality that have the potential to transform the way we teach and learn. Time will tell. Since the project has been co-funded by the European Union, it's a must for us to mention that the European Commission's support for the production of this publication does not constitute an endorsement of the contents, which reflect the views only of the authors, and the Commission cannot be held responsible for any use which may be made of the information contained therein.